Welcome to the smoke room. This is my return episode. Ain't had one in a while, but I would like to welcome Louden Styles to the conversation.
What is up, everybody? It is really good to be back here at the smoke room, or be here in the smoke room.
Yeah, it's been a while. I remember whenever you first started out, me and you on FWZ. It's been a while since then. You came a long way.
Jesus Christ, you've remembered that fucking long. Yeah, it has been a while. Oh
But
my.
I've been involved in call for a long time, so it's very easily I can remember that amount of stuff.
Yeah, it is something. I mean, you're right. I have come a long way from listening to the Jamco every day. It's my man, Brother Loudon. He's the baddest motherfucker ever see in FWZ. I remember that dude.
Too bad he disappeared on us.
Yeah,
We're not gay.
real life's a bitch.
Yeah, it happens. It happens to me. It happens to everybody. But
Exactly.
yeah, but I invited you to the show to ask you some questions, get your response to some of my questions and everything else. But my first question is, what you think you commentating wise is different from now, from back then, for you?
Me commentating then and now. Then I used to do commentaries blindly because I was working with a guy who lived in a different time zone than me, so our time zones were completely fucking different. And I would have to just guess what the hell's going on. Now I'm working with people that are in my same time zone, and I'm on point with everything, so.
Yeah.
And also I don't try too hard anymore.
Yeah, that's just the main thing. Just be yourself and do what you think is right.
Yeah. So I
You
guess
know.
that'd be the difference.
Yeah, it ain't really that hard. All you do is relax and just be yourself, and everything else fall in place.
That is true.
Yeah, I remember when you first started out, you was Brother Loudon.
Oh God.
I remember. It was so real crazy back then. It was good times, though. You gotta admit, we had some good times back then.
Yeah, we fucking did. I mean, it was fun as hell doing some of that stuff and just being crazy as hell as I was. I'm still kind of crazy as I used to be, but I'm chill for now.
Yeah. Most people don't know, but you actually commentated the YGA Tough Enough that I had going on at that one time. Most people don't know that.
Yeah, people don't know. I did commentate for YGA Tough Enough. Like, I think I commentated the finals for it.
Yeah, it was the finals.
Nobody knew who the fuck I was because I was really quiet because there were people asleep, and if I, raised my voice like this, somebody would have probably came into my room and beat me over the head with a toaster. Shut the fuck up! Something like that. And I wasn't about to risk that, so.
Yeah, you had to be quiet. I didn't have no complaints about it, though. You did a good job on the show as best you can, and that's all I could ask for.
Yeah.
I've known you for a while, and I knew that what was going on, so I was just like, fuck it, it'll work.
And funny enough, it kind of did work, even though I was like really quiet. It worked.
Yeah. You pulled it off. You sound like a little gay French dude.
Oui, welcome to YGA Tough Enough, the Young Guns Alliance. Here coming to the ring, Dracon Swift, the blackest Batista you ever motherfucking know.
Alright, but my next question is, you watched a bunch of colleagues from your past and now. What are your top colleagues that you watched and what you think people should watch?
Like, when you say that, you mean in the past or now?
Both. The past and present. What
Okay.
are your colleagues that you watched and you still watch?
In the past, the first ever colleague I ever saw was No DQ CAW. Yes, it's been that long. I watched No DQ CAW. I watched DWA. There was actually a time I watched SCAW, but I stopped watching it months ago. Like a long time ago, I stopped watching it. Now I have been on and off again getting into WEDF. I watch New TNA, not because I just commentate there, but I also think it's a really good program. I watch URWL. I've been watching that. I started watching that in the past, and I still watch it now. And honestly, I think people should watch URWL just so you can know how to do great production for a call league.
Yeah, they do put a lot of effort into it. I gotta give them credit. I ain't actually had time to actually check it out because I've been so busy, but I hear good things about it.
Yeah, the thing about Goldash is that every new SmackDown versus Raw game that comes out, he puts 20 times more effort into the league itself, and just the programs he uses, makes this stuff pop, and it works really well. And it's like he's the only one I've seen so far that can make you look at a call league and forget for one moment that it's a call league, and you'd be like, "Holy shit, this is like the greatest match ever." Wait, this is virtual.
It
I'm not
makes you
watching a
forget
real.
for a second.
Yeah, it makes you forget you're actually watching a call league, and you're thinking you're watching a real wrestling match. That's how realistic he makes it.
Damn. Yeah, I wish I had more time to check out shows like that. As I said, I've been going through so much damn shit. It's been crazy. But that's why we have people like you and other people to stay on top of things.
That is very true.
Because I'm getting up there in age. I'm not as young as I used to be. I'm still sexy though.
Wally will agree to that.
Yeah, he
Smokey
would.
Smokey is still the sexiest bitch I ever met in my entire life. Even when he smokes the weed, he's still a sexy bitch to me.
He's like Arab. Wally's gonna get a little laugh at that.
Oh god.
Damn, dude, you're a trip.
I try to be. Someone's got to be.
Yeah, so you gotta have a good sense of humor. It's good to have it. Oh yeah. Okay. Explain to everybody about your channel. You got a couple of them. You got the Nation of Johnny K.
I have multiple fucking channels because I am in multiple different communities here on YouTube. The Nation of Johnny K is just a regular channel for rant videos, video game reviews, and all kinds of crap like commentaries and whatnot. That's the main channel I started out with, and that's just for the community I'm in, which is the ranting community. The Louden Styles, where you saw the Styles Clash, that is basically for call stuff.
Yeah.
Anything in the call community, basically that. And then this other random channel I have called the Temple of Styles, that's just basically for projects in school that I do. So yeah, I have multiple different channels for the multiple different communities and random things that I do.
Yeah, that's cool. Okay.
I like to be
Moving.
as in my shit, you know.
Yeah. Anything else you want to add to all that about your channels and stuff?
All I gotta say is that for the people of the call community, for the people that know me and actually like me when I commentate, tune in on the channel youtube.com/theloudstyles because some interesting stuff is about to happen on there.
I definitely try to stay tuned to that if I can. I can't promise you nothing because my little internet thing I got for out of town doesn't work half the time.
Oh, that's cool, bro. That is cool.
Yeah. Well, moving on. Okay. I gotta figure out what okay. I'm gonna move on to wrestling, real life wrestling. What wrestling organization are you more up on right now? What do you watch?
I watch WWE. I actually have ROH late nights. I can watch ROH late nights, so I follow up on that, and I watch WWE. I used to follow up on TNA, but I kind of just fell out of it because of many reasons.
Yeah, I ain't never got into TNA. I told people that years and years. I just never can get into it. It's just something about it.
Yeah, I was really big in TNA when it was the Asylum days, when it was in Tennessee, because I could just fucking go to the shows, you know.
Yeah.
And I met a lot of guys. I met a lot of TNA wrestlers, you know, before they got really huge. Like, I actually got to shake James Storm's hand. I got to meet Crimson when he came down one time. I met uh Gunner. I met him before because those guys wrestled in little independent leagues here in Tennessee. So I got to see those guys before they went to TNA, and I could just go up to people that are like, "Oh man, that Crimson's really good." I say, "Yeah, that dude's awesome. I've met him before." It does something when you can say you met those guys.
Oh yeah, especially since you, as you just said, you met them and you know what they look like, and
Yeah, and they're like Tennessee natives, and you have to feel pride to it.
oh yeah, that'd be like if somebody from Alabama got popular in wrestling. Be like, hell yeah.
Hardcore Holly.
Now I'd be like Smokey, come into the ring.
I knew you were gonna do that.
That'd be cool though. I used to be getting into that type of stuff, but I kind of moved on. I had to do my own thing. But yep. Okay. What back to what we was talking about? We got a little bit distracted talking about a little thing.
Yeah.
What do you think WWE is doing right now?
Oh man, what is WWE doing right now? Well, let's see. You have Zack Ryder, the United States champion. You have Daniel Bryan, who's the world heavyweight champion. Even though there are many people who believes that he's not ready, you could just look at the people they have as champions now. You have guys like CM Punk, who was WWE champion. Guys like Daniel Bryan, who's world champion. WWE is showing that they're actually listening to the people, and they're actually now putting on some pretty good matches. That's what they're doing right now. They have the right guys holding their titles to bring some prestige back to the titles and make them look like they're interesting again. So, that's how I feel. That's what I think they're doing right.
I kind of agree. I really wasn't getting into that much of the Mark Henry title reign. I like the story behind it, the way they built it up with him injuring Big Show and Kane. I like the way they built it up, but I can't see Mark Henry being a champ for long.
Yeah, well, he wasn't he lost the title to Big Show at TLC, and then Daniel Bryan beat Big Show. But the thing about Mark Henry is that storyline they pulled off with him was a storyline that they've been trying to pull off with him many times, but he always got injured.
Yeah, but he stayed healthy this time around. I gotta give him credit for that.
Yeah, he stayed healthy for the longest, even though he's injured now because of an ankle. But the fact that he stayed that long he stayed healthy that long, it's amazing to me, and my hat's off to the guy. I've always liked Mark Henry, so.
Yeah. Okay, moving on to the next question. Let's see. Let me think for a second. My mind's drawing a blank. I come up with something in a second. This is what happens when you do everything on the fly. You pay for it. Yeah.
First show back and there's already fuck ups.
Oh well, that's just the way the smoke room is. Anything can happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've known you for quite a few years. I've known you before basically almost anybody that knew you were in a call community. People knew you, but not everybody.
Yeah, I think the only few people that knew me at the time, because when I started out, I was just a fan, and this guy gave me an opportunity to do leagues, and then there was Jamco, then there was you, and then for like a while, it was just, I had nothing.
Dead air.
It's dead air. Like I did a few things for you. I commentated your league for a bit, and then it was like nothing because the people that I was commentating for, the leagues I was commentating for, shit happened where it was always hiatuses.
Yeah.
And I think I got fucking lucky because this one guy, Extreme Dan, who knew
Total Damnation.
Yeah, Total Damnation. He fucking knew Steven Sprider, and so I got to commentate his show. Next thing you know, he goes to Steven Sprider, and he's like, "Oh, Steven, you gotta look at this guy. He's great." And
What the fuck was that?
I don't know. I tried to sound British and gay as possible because that's how. see this. You got to see this guy, Stephen. He's a great person. He's really fucking great. His name's Louden Style. He's great.
That's probably how it sounded.
And so Stephen, so Stephen, so I guess I can thank Steven Sprider for the fact that I'm even in NESC and new TNA because he kept just going to people like, hey, Patch, you should use Loudon, he's a good guy. Or, hey, Josh, Oshujax, you should use Loudon for new TNA since Steven's being a faggot now. Which is funny because that's when I did come in, when Steven started to get a little out there. That's when I came in for new TNA, and ever since then, I've just been noticed.
Yeah, how do you feel about being in new TNA and what you think it changed since you started commentating there?
Let's see. What's changed since I got to new TNA? I actually have a commentating partner where, usually if I commentate with somebody, besides you, if I commentate with anybody else, I feel like I'm either lost or I have to carry.
Yeah. Some people are like that.
I have no issues carrying. I have no issues carrying because honestly, I'm that type of guy that can work well without anybody or with somebody.
Yeah.
But I'll do this. I'll say this: commentating with Zach fucking perfected me more than I already am. Like if I commentate with Zach, I get better just with Zach. You know, it's funny. Like when I got to new TNA and I commentated with Zach Shore, I got better. You know,
Yeah.
I fuck up here and there, but
It
Zach,
happens.
yeah, but Zach helps me out, and so I can just say like going to new TNA, there's been vast improvements, and what I like and I like new TNA. I think it's really good. I think Oshujax it really knows what he's doing, and he really it just like makes me wonder sometimes like why the fuck isn't TNA like this now? Like that's how I think it's new TNA is like, wow, new TNA is so good. I fucking wish the TNA now is like this because this is pretty great.
Yeah, me and Ocean Jacks had problems in our past, you know. Yeah, there's no secret that we had them problems. But we ran UWE together for a long time, and he wrote storylines for a long time. He did great there. And I had no surprise. It's no surprise to me how well he's doing, you know.
Yeah, and he gives like I also gotta tell I just gotta say that, he gave me a fucking chance, so
Yeah.
and what's so great is that about Ocean Jax is that he fucking he kind of pushes me when I commentate because it's funny because against all odds I said because Ocean Jax comes out in this full yellow attire and I fucking come off saying he looks like the anorexic school bus.
What?
Yeah, like the shtick now in new TNA is that when Ocean Jax comes out, I rib into him on what color he's wearing.
Yeah.
Like he could wear full on yellow, and I fucking say he looks like an anorexic school bus. And he was like, he told me like I had to mute my mic so I wouldn't laugh so damn hard because that was the
Damn.
funniest shit ever heard. And then he wears like blue or some shit. I said, man, you look like an angry Smurf or some shit. I say shit off the top of my head to just fuck with people. And I've called Zach a few times off, and like I catch people when I say stuff like that, but it's fun.
It's always good to be unique when you commentate, surprise and everything else.
Right.
It depends on how your commentating style. Like my commentating style is different than everybody else's. Some people like it, some people don't, and that's just the way it's gonna be.
Yeah, like I commentate just straight up. I kind of sometimes blur whether I'm being facious or heelish, in
Yeah.
my opinion. But it's obvious to people that I'm being a face, but I'm taking pot shots at people sometimes.
Yeah. I actually think the top three people that I commentated with, it was Jam Code I actually worked well with him. I actually got to say I worked well with Jamco because me and him was good because he could pull off. He'd be like, yeah, I'd be like, you macaroni head. He'd be like, shut up, shut up, shut up. Holy mackerel! Oh!
Holy mackerel! You shut your hand up, Smokey. You black bastard, and you ain't even black. Say the weirdest shit ever.
But that's the way you can make a great team because you could feed off each other that way. And,
Exactly.
and I fed off well with Frank Dog too. That's how I got my start in WEF with him. And I also worked well with you. That's the reason, I really like commentating with a select few people, but I can commentate with other people. I just don't work well with many people.
Right. And it's funny now because now that I did new TNA and NESA, I work with people, and I got to commentate with Frank Dog, and quite honestly, I was like, oh shit, I'm commentating with Frank Dog. This is gonna be good. Not in a oh shit, this is gonna be horrible type. No, I was actually kind of legitly happy that I was gonna commentate with Frank Dog because I like WDF. Like, there's like parts of it I didn't like, but there's parts of it that I like, and I've been, I follow Frank Dog. Um, and also I get to commentate with Oshi which is fucking fun because Oshi is the loudmouth, brash, JBL heel, and I work with that guy, and I feed off of him.
Yeah.
So
You feed off his character.
I feed off that character, and
Yeah. Some people can do that. Some people can feed off certain characters and be like, okay, I can work with this, you know.
yeah,
And what makes Call great when you can feed off people and it makes the show better.
yeah, it's true, and that's like what makes. Like, the matches are good, but if you really want to sell them, it's like the commentary has to be there.
Yeah. What do you think about what do you think about old colleagues that that was going on but they ain't going like RCW? I know you watched that a little bit. RCW, OFW, stuff like that.
I watched RCW. Like, oh, I watched RCW bits and pieces here and there, and I liked it. Shows like DWA. I watched DWA a lot. That was like one of the first leagues along with No DQ I watched, and it's sad that it's gone because I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, it's just a shame that most colleagues, most colleagues got shut down because of haters and stuff like that. That's a shame
Yeah,
that shit like that happened. But you can't change the past. But it's just a shame stuff like that happens.
yeah. There was this one league that I was a part of, not commentating, but the other thing, I was actually getting my call in there, and I was gonna wrestle
Talking about that one league, what's it called?
VCW.
Yeah, that's it.
VCW, I was actually going to do stuff there, and it's kind of funny because I got set up. Vignettes were aired. I made vignettes for my debut there. I show up one mega event. It gets shut down the next day because one guy that worked there got pissed off because of a joke that was made.
Damn.
Because the commentator during his match just he likes to break the fourth wall sometimes when he commentates.
Yeah.
He goes during the match like, oh, and I can't say his name because that fucker might try to flag this video down. That's how pissed he still probably is. You know what? Screw it. I'm gonna say it. Oh, an infamous loose cannon goes for the hip toss. Oh, and he's like, oh, by the way, after this, he's like, and then he just says a few things, and he goes like, he's like, well, guys, I'm just telling you right now, you can skip this part because this match isn't really that good. You could skip this part.
Damn.
He admits that he fucked up, right? And
Yeah.
he takes it completely different and gets pissed off and say, oh, why you fucking say these matches horrible? He fucking being unprofessional and shit. And I'm thinking to myself, when the heck, like, okay, I can understand professionalism to a point, but why are you bitching about a colleague? That's what I'm thinking.
Exactly.
And the owner, he was like, he was laughing at like, what the fuck is wrong with you, right? And it gets closed down. He flags the channel down, and VCW's dead because of him. You know.
That's what makes call bad right there. People hating and then flagging. Trust me, I know from my past. Anybody can look at my past and tell I got flagged and I lost my old account that way. People's gonna hate. That's the reason I put it like this in my mind. I'm just gonna do my own thing and not pay attention to them, and then they disappear. And that's what happened. They disappeared. If you argue with them, they're just gonna continue and continue. You know.
Yeah, but now the guy, he just basically faded away into non-existence in YouTube after coming back, and the original owner, who calls himself J-Dub, he's now doing other things.
Yeah.
He's still in call, but he's got this other thing out that I help him with.
Yeah. That's just the way it goes sometimes, though. You never can tell how it's gonna go.
That's right.
Just it's just all how you move on from it. You see how I moved on from it? I've been going through all kinds of stuff, and I'm still here in some kind of fashion.
Yeah, that's true. You are.
I got people to carry on my legacy for me, no matter what.
Hey, Smoke Dog's not here, but we're gonna put that motherfucker in our league because we want people to know who the hell he is.
I managed to keep him in league so far. I ain't in as many as I used to be, but I'm still in a couple. I was in WEDF WrestleMania 2.
That was something though. Shit.
And I came out and won that match.
I was rooting for you, man.
Yeah, it was freaking. I actually liked that. I actually liked that whole show. It was a long show, but I liked it.
It was a good show.
Yeah. You know, just for information, me and Louden got to commentate the rest of this WEF show in the morning.
Yeah.
Because WEF messed up.
Shit happens, technical difficulties. It was beyond Frank Dog's control, and now he's like, well, fuck. Guys want to commentate this shit in the morning? Okay. Also, note this is going to be my debut in WEDF because I never commentated there.
Wow, that's gonna be amazing.
Yeah,
look at you commentating with. Ain't that ironic?
Ain't that about a bitch? I commentate with you, and it's been like years since I fucking commentated with you. That's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah, me and you together, anything can happen.
Exactly.
That's what made the fun part of it, man.
That is what makes the fun part of it.
No, not many people probably get into this interview besides us. We probably be like, hell yeah, this interview was epic. Everybody else like, this boy. What the fuck were they talking about?
What the fuck was Smokey on, and who the fuck is Louden Styles? Or the people that do know me, Louden, I am disappointed in you right now.
You with Smokey. What the hell are you thinking?
Exactly. This is the boringest shit ever. This is 2.5 hours of useless bullshit. This is about as gay as your interview with Steven.
Oh no! Don't even talk. Oh, that's fucked up.
You know what's fucked up though? I look back at it, Steven, you've gotten better though, but damn, I could barely hear myself in that fucking. I was muffled the entire time.
I can't believe you actually agreed to an interview in that. I can't believe it. I was like, what? Okay. Really? He gets the first interview and not me? What the hell? Come on, what the fuck is this?
Think about it like this. It really doesn't count because you didn't fucking hear me, so all he said was Louden Styles, and I'm all like... Apparently he didn't know how to, do audio right, so...
Yeah.
Think of it like this. You have the first official interview with me because people can actually know that it's me and can hear me, Yeah.
And you are with the legendary Smokey.
Exactly.
Bow down.
Smokey been around since O'Shea Jackson was nigger lynching.
I've been around since O'Shea Jackson wasn't even in call.
Fuck, hey, you were there when Wade Needham was you've been there since Wade Needham was relevant.
Yeah, exactly. I've been there since ICCW was around.
You, you've been around since No DQ didn't have to rely on Jeff Meacham and Aaron Rift to keep fucking videos up.
I've been around since I don't know. I ran out of stuff to talk. I ran out of stuff to compare.
You've been around since Al. You've been around since Alan been calling black people nigger on the internet.
I've been around since Alan was called Pizza Man.
Pizza. Oh God.
Pizza. Remember Mr. Pizza?
Pizza. Dr. Pizza.
Yeah, Dr. Pizza. That's it.
That did have a pizza face too. That was funny. How you be almost 30 years old and still got a pizza face? What the fuck is that?
Okay, that brings me to that next topic.
Yeah.
Who are the worst call owners who try to commentate their own league in the history of call? Who do you think it is?
Oh, you're gonna either love me or hate me for this one.
Go ahead, hit me.
Dr. Pizza for one, because he just wanted to be controversial for the fucking sake of controversial, didn't give a shit about what he did, and he just did what the hell he wanted to do.
Yeah.
Lone Star, because here's a guy who used to be really good with his stuff, but he just does stuff now where it's like, oh, I'm doing it because my fans want me to do it, and half his fans really don't, and half his fans really make some dumb ideas. Like, there's so many things I'll say about Lone Star. Let's see who else. Who's CCL owner?
Sushi X.
Sushi X, yeah. Sushi X, I think, borderline is the worst. I think he's a pretty bad co-owner because of some of the matches he pulled off and how... I'm sorry, but when you have Brent Harvenator win by a chop, there's something really wrong. I saw that. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? You know, and it is like, I think he just does some, it's like, I think he really does some horrible crap. Like, I'm not saying like I think some of his stuff is good, but I think most of his stuff is like pretty fucking bad. He just, and he just downgrade. I think without him knowing, he downgrades some people.
I think I ain't trying to toot my own horn or anything, but I think he's not pushing Smokey right. He put him right when he was heel. In my personal opinion, he put him right when he was heel. Then he just all of a sudden just said fuck it, and it's like, I'm gonna drop this and do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I think the only time, and like, I think there are some times that I actually liked some of the stuff he did. Like, I liked the Smokey combo match. I thought it was pretty good, though the ending was WTF because it was like, oh, Smokey goes over again. No offense, but I also kind of liked it when he pushed Tommy Kazarian because I know Tommy.
Yeah.
But other than that, I was like, wow, there's so many problems. One, he doesn't know how to. One, the production's horrible because audio is not his best friend. Two, like the calls he makes are just, yeah. But let's see. I think another one. That's it, man. That's it to me. Cause
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. That's your personal opinion about it, you know. I ain't holding an ill will towards you. That's just your opinion, and that's what makes this show great because I allow that, you know.
right. Thank God you do. You know. Or you would have been like, man, shut the fuck up with that shit. What you smoking, you know?
No, I'll be like, you shut the fuck up, motherfucker. This is my fucking show. You do what I say.
We full of that shit.
You gotta recognize.
God.
Don't make me get my asses, son of a bitch.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I remember the first year when I turned 25, you and Jevco did that birthday special for me. I still remember that to today. I still got that video saved.
Oh my God.
Of when y'all did that. You was like, Smokey's black ass.
I think that was Jamco that said that.
No, it was you. I remember.
Yeah, I do say that. Smokey's black guy.
You're just random shit.
Smokey, you the
People,
whitest black man I know.
I bet you people have tuned off this interview. They're just like, what the fuck are they talking about?
Exactly. Like, just like get the fuck on with it already.
Yeah, we will move on. I don't know what we're going to talk about, but that's just the surprise of it all. We don't know what we're going to talk about. We're just talking about it.
You're right.
But okay, what inspired you to bring Loudon Styles into Call? I know because you had him as a commentator, but what actually made you want him to be involved in Call wrestling wise?
Oh man. Uh, after after Jamco left, and then this other league I was doing, Arcadia, which I think a lot of people shit on me now because I was actually a part of that. Um, After his 20-something different hiatuses because, he lived in another country and they fucking had monsoons every year. I just kept going to myself like, okay, I want to get Loudon into a call league. I've always wanted Loudon to be in a call league. Like, I actually wanted to do, like, I just wanted to pull double shift,
Yeah,
commentary and call. Like,
like I did,
like,
basically.
yeah, like most everybody did. And so at that time I was like, fuck, I just rather do the call thing, call wrestling, because there's not enough, because like there's barely any, because at that time there's barely any colleagues to go around, and I barely knew anybody that had connections, so I couldn't really do anything.
Yeah.
So I think Brent Harbonator was the first guy to go up, and I told him how I wanted to be in call, and he was like, shit, man, if you want to be in call, then I can help you. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh. And Brent, he was like, "Well, I got this colleague up, which he still doesn't have up. Been years and that motherfucker hasn't put that shit up
What
yet.
is it called? RS. I think it's. Remember.
It's
I think it's
called
called RS.
RSW.
Yeah,
RSW.
that's it. That's it.
He did 2 pre-matches. Um, he did pre-matches, web matches. Real life got to him. He couldn't really put the league up. He still has RSW videos up now showing the entrances of the calls, but he doesn't have a show up yet.
Yeah. That's,
And he's actually the first guy to actually put Loudon Styles in a call league. And the first match I ever had, funny enough, the first match I ever had was with this guy who I met. Called him. It was called the Misfit Ryan McLean,
yeah.
and it was for the championship, the RSW championship, and it was a slaughterhouse match. And the funny part about it is that Brett Harmonator, he was like, I was trying to book it for you to win, but apparently the computer said different things and just basically squashed you.
Actually, you're not the only match you have been in before. At that time, remember, because I put you in that last episode of FTW that I had up.
Yeah, you did, and it had that it had that Macho Man Randy Savage version of me.
I know. I didn't know what to do. I just created something
You
random. I was
just
just
you
like,
just made something random, and I remember because I think one guy I knew fucking, so I was like, man, please tell me that ain't your fucking call. I was like, no, that was something Smokey made.
I was just messing around. I had to make something quick
Yeah,
because
exactly. It was like, so I told people, because most people that saw that was like, what the fuck is this shit? That is not you. I was like,
hey, at least you did good in it. You didn't do
yeah, that
bad.
that was fucking surprising. Like I did how good I did. I was
Yeah.
actually looking at it as like, wow, if I actually become a number one contender, I know something.
Yeah. Hey, you never know. FTW is going to start up sooner or later. I ain't gonna promise nothing because of my business. I've been working a lot, but it's going to come eventually. I can't tell you when or where, but it'll be
Right.
there.
So and then again, I was doing RSW. I did FDW that one episode, and then VCW. Everything else was hot air. Really didn't have nothing going on. I think the only thing I claimed was the fact that I was in RSW. That was it.
Yeah.
And but now, what's funny? I'm not gonna say a word, but I'll be debuting in some other leagues sometime soon.
That's cool.
Yeah. I'll be Loud Styles is going to be debuting in ring sometime soon in certain leagues. It's a surprise, so y'all have to tune in on that one.
Uh-oh, you hear that? Louden Styles is going up, and he's blowing up. Stay tuned. Brother Loud.
Oh God,
What was that the way you used to say it?
Brother Loudon.
No, you.
Brother Loudon here, bringing you the daily news for all my brothers and my fine ass sisters. I thought I was. Brother Loudon's basically if Brother Loudon was basically this fucking ripoff of the Pope because I was a huge Elijah Burke fan back in the day. So
Yeah. I actually thought it was like Brother Devon.
hell no. Yeah, it's Brother Devon, but with the talent.
Yeah, true. Anyway, we gotta hurry up and wrap this thing up, man.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to end this interview on? Anything else you like to say?
Well, all I gotta say is, people, like I said, check out the Loudon Styles soon. Something's gonna go on there that you probably don't want to miss. And what is that, you may ask? Well, it's basically that I, Loudon Styles, for like fucking months, have been trying to form and calculate and plan a colleague of my own, and I finally got it set up. I have some things set up. The call league is called Battle Pro. Tune in for that around January or around early January, early February. Tune in around that time. I will be having my league up, which is called Battle or Battle Pro, if you want to be, professional about it. So I guess that's about all I have to say.
And Smokey will be there probably.
Probably, but don't don't just self-insert yourself.
He's just fucking. I'm really in there. He's just trying to scare people away.
God.
Well, Louder, man, it's been good to have you on the show finally. You've been a good friend of mine for a long time, and I appreciate you for coming on, man.
That's great. It's good to just do this. It's fun. Funny enough, I always wanted to have an interview with you.
Yeah, the thing about my interviews is I try to have fun with it. I don't got no pressures about questions. I don't put no pressure on anybody.
And that's what I like about you, man. No homo.
Yeah, no homo. You better not be.
I don't mess with that funny shit.
I don't play it.
Do that funny shit. Don't be doing that shit to me, man.
Anyway, man, thank you. And to everybody on the smoke room, this is Smokey. I hope to have another episode out in next month, hopefully. Until then, this is Smokey and Loudon. Peace.
Woot.